When you look at the pieces, the front to back later on is absolutely insane. You have a great amount of CC, spread damage profile, a lot of really, really big threats. The problem obviously is when you look at the 2v2, like doesn't quite hit as hard, especially if it's going to be that Rod of Ages build. Whereas the Annie, particularly if Zinza can make his way over, as a possible bot lane gank.
GENG on the way down. Guma, the stun, the immediate CC on the carrier. They know that he's not the one with cleanse. An easy first pickup for the side of CFO. Only one of them has cleanse, a difficult puzzle. As Owner now ready to make the dive happen topside. Have to respect the zombie passive from Sion, but Driver in a tough spot here. Wind becomes lightning, a quick flash out, extra shielding, and Dorn forced to flash away. Owner should just finish the job, but now the tower's hitting him. He has to flash as well. T1 grab the kill, but maybe not the cleanest execution.
Imagine later on will be a heavy contest on that from CFO. Does mean that while GENG goes for that invade, T1 is able to get the first dragon of the game. I don't really think there is too much counterplay. Driver will be making his way over, and oh, GENG has ult. They might want to try and steal.
In, Owner on the way forward, but now manages to take it down. So it's going to cost his life. They get the Drake, but now it's all in from the side of CFO. Perfect gravity field. They're going to grab another one on top of it. Faker taken down, drops the bear. But in the blink of an eye, it goes from passive to insane aggression from the side of CFO.
As Honkyu does get his blown there by the timely arrival, and even despite some of that control we saw set up earlier, T1, they get one, but CFO not going to let them have more for free.
And you know, I'm going to check to make sure that's not a visual bug. Could you just yap for 30 seconds? Because either I have missed a very elaborate math Reddit thread.
No, I think it was just a mistake.
Okay,
looks like he sold it. Pick up the chain vest.
He didn't think he'd have that much gold early game.
Well, it might also just be you want to get Bramble against Aatrox, right? Sometimes it's just muscle memory.
Sure.
Will be pivoting away. At the very least, it means that GENG won't be able to join or get backline access quite as easy as, oh boy.
GENG locked up, burst damage ready to go. Aegis assault, but Faker waits it out before throwing down his cooldowns. It might cost him though. Honkyu, ulti there, but Faker zooming out to safety courtesy of the phase rush. GENG just still living for an extra moment. Nice flash over the wall, but Owner ready to follow, as is Kaiwing. Going in for the 2v2. Owner a little bit tankier. Carrier ready to follow up. Jungle supports on both sides. Still standing. Q in. It's not quite enough damage, but the E over the wall. The Ray to finish it, which Carrier is real. The flash one is the right choice as Guma's lower and lower. Fights on multiple fronts. T1 losing so many kills. Action. Honestly fair. GENG, well-played fight though, right? Gets Carrier's ulti before flashing over the wall. Really what keeps that so close. As Driver now matched up against Faker. We'll see where they want to send Honkyu. Side lane versus Zeus or excuse me, Doran. Wow.
I don't think he can hold there. GENG is in the area, has his ultimate available. I think he uses it.
Sundered Sky trying to clear the wave. It's a bit of a desperate game. But World Ender now coming out. Massive damage, but Doran lives for an extra second. Needs one more Sundered Sky proc. Gets the auto. He's still up. The outplay. Doran lives for far too long. Honkyu can't get it done. Doran, are you kidding me?
And the early game back and forth here. That play, obviously T1 going to be happy with. They got the flash. Faker will be getting the turret here. But do know Doran did mess up on a good amount of CS because even with the counter kill that he got, the healing from that kill while Zot was still ticking, obviously allowing him to stay alive. From that turret aggro, just Kaiwing unfortunately dropping it a little bit too late. There were 4 people there. You can drop it earlier and he would have died.
But I'm also, what is Sundered Sky with Aatrox healing amp? 606 health. So incredibly powerful. Now Doran knocking down the tower as well, while the rest of the map has been a bit of a bloodbath. He's really just been holding it down on the top side.
Yeah, the target selection is going to be bigger for CFO. TP comes in.
This is a hard fight for T1. Fighting into the victor can be difficult, but luckily they have the Hex Gates to back them up. It's Carrier on the backside. CFO have spotted it, but it might not matter. Quick lockup. Faker there as well. They've isolated the Nico. Carrier in trouble. Burning, cut down by the ulti of the victor. CFO, good patience, good discipline. How many teams have been caught out by a flank like that?
2 telegraphed. CFO, see Carrier make his way over, like, we can see you. We know this is coming. As Driver
going forward. Can't quite drift it.
Thought more was going to happen.
Yeah, as did I.
That's okay. As we probably going to take a look, that means the Herald does go over to CFO. So this early back and forth still ongoing. And as highlighted, I think that does benefit CFO if they're able to play their own game, if they're able to slow it down.
CFO more, and it was a bit of a misstep around Drake that gave those early kills to CFO, and they've been in a pretty decent spot ever since then. Doran, again, the strong point of this team now alongside Guma is the Herald is going to crash but won't quite finish the tower. CFO just using it to get mid-prio to start this objective, but again, have to be careful. They don't have concrete information on where Doran is, and now it's Carrier on the flank. CFO, knock up from Driver.
Like 5 angles.
Faker and Guma ready to go. CFO, where are they going to go? They're going to start here. Instant ulti laid down by Hongq. Doran off on the side for now, uncontested, but it's Owner who's in trouble. In the meantime, Kaiwing going in, the ball damage coming in from Driver. It's Carry on the back line with the 3-man knock-up. So damn patient, and CFO are getting sent packing, retreating back to their side of the rift, but it might not be enough. Junja on the way out. Driver frontlining, trying to buy space for the rest of the team as T1 take the fight.
And though the response from Doggo on the Annie play was great, that meant no cooldowns were available for when Carrier went in. And T1 with a multi-pronged approach actually coming in from a lot of different angles. CFO, we're mostly aware of all of them, but it's so hard to get kind of the front to back that we talk about. And CFO have to abandon ship. Now pick on Faker.
Faker caught out. Shield of Daybreak. Double TP is now coming in to back up the play. It's going to be an all-out brawl on the top side. Faker living for an extra moment. Driver going to find the knock, but should finish the kill. But Doran is here, as is Doran. Double Doran. As Owner is here. Carry on the way. Guma stepping up. Owner finds a nice initial bit of damage with the Chaos Storm. They need to back away. Root going in, Doran caught out, knock up there, a beautiful full channel on the decimating smash. And now they need to get the hell out. Owner living for a little bit extra time. Nice knock up onto Doggo, those he oversteps. It's all eyes on Hongq. He has to make the difference, but he's caught between 3 members of T1. It looked good for a brief moment, but T1 just outplaying in the fights. Forced to flash out. And this is the thing that's so scary about T1. So many teams would have just backed off after that play. He felt fine to start the Wolves, but T1 is still going for that little bit extra, as now they're set up to take this tier 1 mid.
And CFO actually like that they called the bluff. A lot of teams in the LCK often start, when you see Ferd in the regular split. That said, CFO definitely not out of it. Regaining control is a little bit tough in this scenario, though. Obviously, these choke points are very dangerous. This Driver.
On a Driver, a bit of free poke. Carrier off to the side, really determined to take away that engage option. Carrier getting lower and lower. Pop lost a little bit extra shielding, but Doggo manages to finish it. And all eyes, they've forgotten entirely about the Otacon. They're forced to pull back. Driver traded in the meantime. It's just the 1-for-1 support for a top laner. But now the re-engage. Faker finds his man, and Owner and Guma are there to follow. Doggo now. Doran locked up for a moment. They should be able to finish that one. They need to get the hell out. When becomes lightning does not connect. T1 can't follow up. And Otacon is still alive, crucially, but Owner wants to push a little bit more. Get to see in the fights where they're so comfortable playing across multiple fronts. Hongq, though, will break this tower. Doran there to respond and clear the wave. Continuing to poke. Doggo with the red buff, pretty crucial. Hongq continues to walk up. Owner ready to go in. Junja starting the fight all on his lonesome, but here comes Driver. The real Guma caught out. Pop Blossom to try to save the day, but it's too late. CFO winning the fight so far. Hongq is so damn strong, and he's just taking over the fight. Doggo here as well. T1 thought they had the angle, but Driver and Junja together are doing work.
And see these Barons, but it's CFO that's going to be taking the first one in this series.
A 25-minute Baron rush in game 1, going to CFO, unprecedented. The question on our minds as we entered this series was, can they weather the storm of the early game? And so far the answer is yes, and not only that, in the bottom lane, and you can see the start of what felt like an inevitable red tide. T1 on this red side just doing so much work, but CFO just keeping them here is taking away all that Baron time.
Kaiwing on the ward, on the ward!
Kaiwing wants to go extra tanky, but not tanky enough. Kaiwing lives for an extra moment. Now the fight's gonna kick off. Pantheon comes down from the sky, but he's caught between Faker and Owner, and they make it look effortless. The Aegis Assault can't block an assault from both sides, and in goes Carrier! CFO had all the tools, all the advantages, and in a blink of an eye, they just disappear.
T1, a single moment of weakness, Kaiwing goes down. And that they probably could have gotten away with, but CFO, to their detriment, he uses his sums, and then Carrier finds the free-man ultimate. But even if he didn't, at that point, I think the fight's already rough. Plus the fact that Otacon was right there.
And while we're watching the replay, T1 just took 2 towers and Otacon. It's about skirmishing, where it's about poking and prodding and trying to find those angles of attack. T1 showing their experience.
The TP.
It's a TP from behind. Junja not quite in a great position, might be caught out here. TP and Gravity Field to response, but flash in from Faker. They want to take the mid laner out of the equation. Hongq goes golden for a brief moment. Driver going to try to peel as best he can, but down goes the victor as Carrier grabs the kill. Resurrection coming in for Owner. All they got was the GA on the other front in the fight, and T1 feeling comfortable on the top side.
Could have been worse for CFO, as Honkyu does go down, but a GA plus a couple of summoners. Not the worst trade. It's about the aftermath. I think this initial play not too bad, but if they lose driver as well.
Lock up again, the Scion falling.
Again!
And the play doesn't end when T1 are on the map. You have to back off. You have to give them that respect because they will always take just a little bit more as yet another tier 2 will fall. And it's a situation where we expected that as we got later into the game.
It was just stall for Doran, right? Doran can always TP in case an engage does come through. And now CFO spotted. But I think the opportunity has passed to try and actually look for a play. So that's going to be Soul Point going over as
Ezreal
did get called out. We see Doran hold off on the damage for a little bit.
Third Drake for the side of T1 now. Soul Point, 5K gold lead. So a moment for CFO to try and get something. Ulti in to cancel. Good vision coverage. They just want to delete the support before the fight even starts. Carrier running for his life. He's going to burn down. Ignite should just take him out. Prime grabbing that one. But Faker's waiting over the wall. The bear dropped, but not on a crucial target. Honkyu and Driver not able to get into the fight, but the TP coming in. Doran going to flash to the side. He has to be the difference maker. Immediate ulti out. Doggo for now uncontested as the Tibbers blocks as much damage as possible. Doran isolated on the side, but he's got the attention of 2. And Owner's looking to take down Doggo.
And Doran might go down, but he did his job, stall. As one of the most dangerous members on CFO didn't get to join the fight. And Carrier goes down, but the positioning that CFO put themselves in didn't do them any favors. The damage from Faker was enough, and now Baron started up here for T1.
They got Carrier, they got Doran, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Kuma, Owner, Faker still standing strong. Quick stun onto Driver. Gravity Field will lock up Faker for a brief moment. Decimating Smash doesn't connect. Objective going to be soloed out by Owner and a quick retreat as they manage to grab the Baron. And now CFO need to get the hell out. Unstoppable is the Scion, but Honkyu is going to be in trouble. Has to flash away as the sun flies through the air. Faker layering the skills beautifully. Tibbers laid down, and down goes Honkyu.
T1, that might just be it. They're going to be able to get Driver as well. They have the Baron buff.
Carrier respawning. Able to find the CC. Driver zoned off. Recalls in the mid lane from Faker. He can TP right back if he needs to. Ulti down mid to try and clear, but in the blink of an eye, no opportunity to scale, no soul in this game. T1 poised to end it here. A brief glimmer of CFO hope, but that's all we got to see. Otherwise, total control from T1, even despite a few fights.
Him. He's just unrelenting, Dracos, it's mean!
He just wants, he's never gonna get the chance to recall. And now Doran's here to finish the job! His ulti's back up! His ulti's back up! Go, Driver! Doran's just gonna keep chasing. I don't think he can finish channeling a recall. He can't! He just wants to go home, and T1 won't let it happen! It's body bag or no back!
The gates!
He's gonna do it!
Wait, but now he's back on Vision.
But it doesn't matter because the game is ending! Down comes the Pantheon. Junja involved in the fight, trying to isolate off to the side. Doggo still living, but it does not matter. T1 may have faltered, but they will not drop a game. They find the victory in game 1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.